So today we're doing the Chicago White Sox offseason rebuild. They've recently brought back Adam Eaton, and of course, Dane Dunning was traded away for Lance Lynn. It was actually Dane Dunning and another pitching prospect, which I feel like the Chicago White Sox overpaid a little bit. I feel like Dane Dunning could be a pretty solid pitcher within a year or two. And then Lance Lynn, you know, his contract's coming up either this year or next year. I think it's this year. And I feel like this is like a win now move. So I feel like the White Sox need a couple more pieces if they're really trying to win now. So we'll have to wait and see how their offseason goes. But we're going to go through this rebuild. We're going to see what we can do with the Chicago White Sox team. That's really about it. I hope you do enjoy it. If you do, consider hitting that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're doing enjoy the content. And of course, let me know in the comment section who you think the next big free agent move is going to be. Do you think it's going to be someone signing? Do you think it's going to be a trade? Let me know down below. All right, so let's take a look at with this team and what I'm planning on doing with it for the offseason, you know, because this is where we start the rebuild heading into 2021 rather than 2020. So as you can see, you know, Nick Madrigal is still developing, but like these two guys, they're the middle infield going forward. Like I'm not going to change that. Jose Abreu, I'm going to try to keep him at first base as long as possible. Eloy in left, he's not coming back. Yohan Moncada staying at third. Yasmani Grandal is one of those players, hit or miss. I'm not too sure about him yet. Robert in center. And then obviously we're going to give Adam Eaton at least one more year. We'll have to wait and see. And by one more year, I mean like 2021, possibly 2022. And then the bench is just kind of like whatever. We do have some young guys here, you know, Andrew Vaughn. Nomar Mazara's got non-tendered in real life by the White Sox. So to kind of keep it realistic, we'll let him walk as well and then go from there. So I'm looking at the bullpen, some good arms, some bad arms. Definitely gonna try to keep a majority of them. And then the starters, Rodon didn't get brought back by the White Sox either, so we'll look to try to find a new starter for him. Reynaldo Lopez, not 100% sold on him, but Keuchel, Lynn, and Giolito look to be our starting like three in the rotation, and then we'll have to find out the 4 and the 5. Dylan Cease and Michael Kopech, not really ready yet, so we'll figure it out. So heading into the offseason, whatever, we're not worried about this. But heading into the offseason, let's see how we can change this team up. Edwin did retire. It actually looks like quite a few players retired. And Pujols makes Hall of Fame. Here we go. Colomé wasn't brought back by the White Sox. I think I'm going to do the same. James McCann, obviously one of the bigger names in free agency. I'll let him walk as well. Steve Cishek, I have a feeling he's just going to continue to decrease in rating, so I'm going to let him walk. And then really the only one that I'd be cool like bringing back is Leury Garcia, but not really attached to any of them, to be honest. So let's just head into free agency. What I need to do is I need to go to right field, release Nomar Mazara, and the other one that they released was a pitcher in Carlos Rodon. And then now let's take a look at the 40-man. Realistically, if any of those guys get taken, I'm not gonna freak out or I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. I'm gonna make sure we add or arbitration, Giolito, Sanchez, Fry, Reynaldo Lopez, and then maybe these guys at the bottom just to make sure that the roster is kind of filled out. Catchers, everybody's gonna be, oh wow, I'm struggling today. Whew. Contracts, not catchers. I said catchers because I was looking at Zach Collin, who is a catcher. Contracts, everybody's getting a contract. I don't see why I wouldn't offer everybody a contract here. And then let's take a look at free agency really quick. We have a little bit of money to play with, $3 million. You know, when you look at the roster, you probably have Eaton in right, Robert in center, Eloy in left, so you kind of need a DH. Marcell Ozuna would be amazing in this spot. He might be my top pickup. Like he just fits that spot perfectly, and I feel like that'd be pretty good. What else, or who else I should say, is available? You got Marcell. Michael Brantley wouldn't be too bad. This guy looks kind of decent. He's been sitting in free agency for the year. Who else? Don't need a shortstop. Don't need a second baseman. Don't need a third baseman. First base, Catcher, you've got Yasmani Grandal and Zach Collins, and then some pitching. Pitching would be big. But Corey Kluber, man, that's it. Ooh, we might have to make a trade for a pitcher, which means I might have to spend big in the offseason on offense. So I'll see you guys next year. All right, let's talk about the offseason. So there's going to be not necessarily a lot of jumping around, but there's going to be some jumping around. The first year player draft is a little glitched. You're seeing some round 4s. You're seeing a bunch of round 2s. There's also going to be like round 10. So like that's showing like real life picks as well, because you can see if you go up here, Garrett Crochet is here. So like that's real life picks as well. I wouldn't say it's glitched, but you kind of get what I'm saying. It's showing real life picks and also what I just did in the game. So the only pick that you really need to worry about is this guy right here, Buck Smith, 74 overall lefty closer. Looks really, really good. I'm going to train up his clutch. Hopefully that works, and hopefully he can feature sometime soon. There we go. So off-season pickups. Ian Bentler was available. I thought, you know what, he could potentially be one of those sneaky free agent pickups. Malik Smith in the Rule 5 draft. I thought if Adam Eaton doesn't do well, we can always replace him with Malik Smith. There it is. And Asdrubal Cabrera, backup infielder, just really kind of needed one in the team. Michael Brantley. I thought Marcell Ozuna was a little bit of a player that I kind of get often. I feel like I've gotten him, not the last rebuild, but the rebuild before, but in a recent rebuild. So I wanted to switch it up. And I feel like the last White Sox rebuild, I picked up Marcell Ozuna. So I decided to go a little bit different. Michael Brantley. Who else did we pick up? Obviously, Adam Eaton. Cesar Hernandez is here for, I think, 2 years. I think it's a club option. Just another backup infielder to have. And then this guy was available, B potential, 70 overall pitcher. Looks decent. Figured why not? Could be a good trade piece in the future. David Hernandez pickup to be some bullpen help. And then obviously these are the two big ones. Keone Kela, our closer going forward. I gave him a 3-year deal. He may have some off the field issues. He's a clubhouse problem, but the dude knows how to pitch. We're going to pick him up. And we're in that win now mentality. Why not give Corey Kluber a shot? Try to kind of show that he can still pitch and also win us some games and maybe get us to the World Series. So with that being said, you guys can kind of see the team here. I'm going to jumble up the lineup a little bit, but this is what we're going to be rocking for the first official season of this rebuild. It looks really good. You know, Anderson, Madrigal, Abreu, it looks the same. You got Brantley in there. Adam Eaton's in there now. I really like those moves that we did. We got to fill out this roster, but we'll be okay. And then when you take a look at the pitching rotation, I need to make one trade, and I already know who I'm going to get rid of. It's always Jace Fry. Sorry. Nothing against the guy. It's just he doesn't do well in franchise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Matt Foster into Jace Fry's spot. I'm going to try to find a long reliever, and then obviously Kayla's in that spot for closer. And then our starting 5 looks really good. Giolito, Lynn, Kluber, Keuchel, and Reynaldo Lopez. I'm going to give Reynaldo Lopez a year. I mean, why not? Who knows? Or maybe I trade him. It really just depends on what I can find. I'll see you guys once I make a couple trades. All right, I'm going to trade Jace Fry for Matt Andriese. It's one of the better relievers I could find, long relievers, I should say, that were available. So now I was thinking about it some more. I'm going to make a trade. I'm going to make a trade for a new starter. Reynaldo Lopez is good and all. And then I know we have Cease. We also have Guillermo Guardado, which I didn't show you. He was a draft pick. He was a draft pick. I'll actually show you that right now, so you guys don't think I'm like being all sketchy and cheating or anything. So here he is, draft pick, boom, 71 overall, B potential. So there's that. So pitchers, I mean, we have Kopech, we have Cease. Both are good, but I don't know if they're going to be good enough to feature in this rebuild. Plus Kluber's leaving most likely at the end of the year, so I probably should at least find one starter. All right, I'm going to make this trade. Lopez, Hansen, and Delmonico for Framber Valdez of the Astros. Might as well. I don't think I've ever traded for him. Let's give him a shot. So this is kind of the team now. You've seen the moves. Andriese needs to go here instead of Foster. And that's it. No changes to the offensive lineup. I feel like offensively we're really strong. I just got to figure out this pitching, which, of course, for me, we know that's not a good thing. So let's simulate the season. I'm just going to go to the end of the year because I don't think any draft picks are going to be good enough to get to help us out by the time this rebuild's over. See you guys at the end of the year. First season went really, really well. First season went really, really well. Holy cow. 105 and 57. I mean, that's a good season right there. So I do not have the universal DH. I did turn that off. But overall, we're looking pretty solid. ERA for the team is great. Team average is great. We're ranked 4th in baseball. All right. The Athletics were a wild card team. The Padres, 115 wins. Oh, no. The Athletics won the division. So who are the wild card teams? The Indians and the Angels. The Padres, hold on, 115 wins. What changed? Nothing changed. They brought in Kevin Pillar. That's it. That's like the only change that they made to the team. What about pitching? Did they just somehow get someone really good? Doesn't, no, it looks like the exact same team. Who's this Ronan De La Cruz? Must have been someone they drafted. Oh, I know who this is. This was the guy that I didn't draft. That was the guy that I didn't draft. I drafted somebody else. I drafted the Buck Smith guy. But okay, whatever. Eloy led the league in home runs. That's cool and all, but what about some awards? We got a Gold Glove. That was it. Fran Mill, Xander Bogaerts, and Renato Nunez. What a MVP race right there. JT Realmuto. I feel like that's the first time I've ever seen him in that spot. Okay, what else we got? Batting titles. James McCann almost won a batting title with the Rangers. Kirby Yates was reliever of the year. Rookie of the year went to Jonathan India. I don't think I've ever seen him do well, and he didn't really do that well. JJ Whitehead looks to be a rookie that was just picked up. And you got Matt Foster, who looks to be a pretty solid reliever for us. So let's go take a look at our team, see how we did. Matt Andrees struggled a little bit, but you know what? I'm just looking for someone to eat innings in this long relief spot. That's what he did. Garrett Crochet was nasty. Same with Matt Foster. David Hernandez struggled, which sucks because he had like a 3 ERA at the All-Star break, so he must have really did poorly. Jimmy Cordero was good. Aaron Bummer. Why every time I try to use Aaron Bummer in a team, he lets me down? We got Lucas Giolito, who was really solid. Lance Lynn was good. He becomes a free agent. I'm going to try to pick him up for at least one more year. We've got Corey Kluber, who was great, but realistically, I think it's just one of those one and dones. We're trying to win now moves. Dallas Keuchel, okay. How were you not in the Cy Young race? And then Framber Valdez was really solid as well. All right. I'm really happy with that pitching staff. Offensively, the bench was all right. You know, Malik Smith was but the rest, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Michael Brantley, moved him into the leadoff spot after I thought about it a little bit more. He was a really good leadoff hitter. Tim Anderson struggled a little bit, but I'm hoping he continues to develop, gets better. Jose Abreu, 45 home runs. Love to see it. Eloy, 54 home runs. How is he not in the MVP race? What? Yon Moncada. We've got Robert. Ooh, yikes. Nick Madrigal definitely improved from the year before. And then Yasmani Grandal. He improved, but like 18 million, and you're just giving me like seasons. And then Adam Eaton was solid. You know what? I'm actually liking the team we put together here. So let's get into this offseason, see how we do. Facing division rivals, the Indians, we won. So now we're taking on the Rays. Let's move this around a little bit. Make sure we get our best pitchers in the number 1 spot. Giolito versus Snell, we take the victory. And so far, I mean, we're one way from getting knocked out, and we do by the Rays. So we were 2 games short of the World Series to face the Dodgers, the rematch of the 2020 World Series, and it plays out just like the 2020 World Series. So, okay, you know what? We were 2 games away from a World Series in season 1. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. So let's get through this kind of quickly, see who we want to keep. I definitely want to keep Michael Brantley. Lance Lynn, I said I want to keep him for at least 1 more year. I'll bump up his salary a little bit so that he hopefully signs. Corey Kluber was good. I'm going to do the same thing with Adam Eaton, where I bump up his salary a little bit. $4.5 million is nothing. So I'm going to offer these 2 guys a contract. I'm not sure about Kluber. I'm going to think about it. Cesar Hernandez was pretty abysmal. He only had 93 at-bats, but he was still pretty bad. So I'm going to decline that option. And then, we did just trade for Matt Andrees. So I'm going to go to the free agency market, see what's available. And if there's nothing better, I'll bring back Andrees. So here we go. Let's keep going. What do we got? 40 man. Skog, yes. And then I think that's it. Arbitration. Let's see here. Probably everybody once again. And then contracts wise, definitely everybody. Let's see what we need. So we need a starter for sure, right? Lance Lynn signed his contract, which is great. We've got Keuchel for 1 more year. Framber's on the books. I mean, I could give Kopech or Cease a shot in this 5 spot. And then we definitely need a middle relief and a long reliever. Lineup wise, I don't think we need anything. Just a couple platoon guys. That's really about it. Otherwise, this team's looking pretty good. Starting pitching. I mean, there's a couple guys out there, but like, again, we could just save the money and use it somewhere else. Maybe pick up some decent bullpen arms. And I'm trying to see if there's like anybody that really stands out in free agency that would be a great pickup. We don't need a shortstop. Outfield, we've got Michael Brantley and the rest of the guys. So like, I don't think we need anybody like offensively unless I make a trade. But I mean, realistically, it would be Adam Eaton that gets traded. But like, he hit 295 with 17 home runs. That's fine. I feel like it was the bullpen in a couple areas that we could develop. So let's worry about the pitching. See you guys next season. All right, second season, here we go. Budget wise, it's a little tight. And we'll take a look at the roster history to show you everything. I just re-signed Jose Abreu for the last year of the rebuild, which is next year. And then I brought in Michael Rousseau for a really cheap deal, 2 years, $1 million. Brad Miller for 1 year. Had an okay year last year. You know, the average is a little low, but 27 home runs, 80 RBIs, and 101 walks. That's not bad. That's definitely not bad. This guy was available in free agency. I thought, why not? You know, I mean, come on. We've got Hunter Wood, kind of a bullpen platoon guy. I say platoon guy because he's in AAA, but if we ever need a bullpen arm, we have him sitting in AAA. And Chris Bassett was signed, long reliever, and Raisel Iglesias, now of the Angels in real life, but had a really good year last year. I'm going to see how he does this year in our bullpen because he was one of the better bullpen options available in free agency. So, again, not much has changed. Dylan Cease has been called up. I'm going to give him a season. If he doesn't do well, then we'll maybe give Michael Kopech a year. But both of those guys just normally don't do well in franchise. And then you're probably thinking, why not let Chris Bassett be the fifth in the rotation? I want to see how Dylan Cease does. And then lineup-wise, basically nothing's changed except for the bench a little bit. And I mean, I feel like we've got a really strong team. So there we go. I have a feeling we're still ranked like 4th or something. Yeah, we are 4th. I mean, contact, speed, power, pitching. Defense is low, which, why? Brantley's a decent fielder. Okay, Tim Anderson. Okay, Jose Abreu. I mean, okay, the more I think about it, I mean, I can kind of see it, but I still feel like we're a decent team fielding-wise. 25th, that feels like a little low, but let's see how it goes. I'll see you guys at the end of the season. So we got even better. We won 107 games with 55 losses. So I think it's a 2-game improvement on what we did last year. Yeah, 105 wins last year. Yeah, like couldn't find the wins and losses for a second. So team average, I think, went up. The team ERA went up a little bit too. But you know what? 107 wins. We won the division by 31 games, which is wild. Absolutely insane. So the Dodgers defeated the Padres in the division, but the Padres still made the postseason. So whatever. Let's see really quickly. Dallas Keuchel and Lance Lynn, both really good pitchers. I think I saw Keone Kela was also up at the top for saves. He tied with Chad Green. Mike Trout had 61 home runs. If he's not MVP, I don't know what's wrong with this game. So we got delivery man of the year, Mike Trout, 61 home runs, hit 337, 175 RBIs, and 1168 OPS. Holy cow. Insane. Christian Yelich was pretty solid as well. Jacob deGrom. Okay, Griffin Canning. We got Keuchel in the mix for Cy Young. I think he should have won it, but whatever. Batting titles. Reliever of the year was Kayla and Gallegos, KJ Harrison, and Casey Dyson. Okay. He looks pretty good. He does. He looks actually pretty solid. So let's take a look at our pitching really quickly and get through this. Chris Bassett as a long reliever. Not terrible. Garrett Crochet struggled a little bit, which you hate to see. Matt Foster struggled too. Ooh, wow. The whole bullpen? What, it just nobody remember how to pitch? Kayla was good, but everybody else was like, we'll kind of, try halfway, whatever. Giolito struggled a little bit. He does become a free agent, so that's probably someone I'm going to look to sign. I think it might actually be arbitration. We'll have to wait and see. Lance Lynn, though. Lance Lynn is going out there, and he's competing. Same with Keuchel. Framber Valdez struggled a little bit, and Dylan Cease wasn't terrible. I'm kind of interested to see how Kopech is rated. He got 8 innings this year, so maybe Kopech takes over for Bassett. I think this guy's coming up, and that might be a signing, or not a signing, but a move I make. That guy might come up. So here we go. Let's take a look at the bench. Malik Smith, pretty similar to last year. Brad Miller was good though. Wow, good bench bat to have. Michael Rousseau was pretty lackluster. Danny Mendick was pretty solid. I'll take that for sure. Zach Collins, backup catcher, not too bad. And now let's take a look at our offensive lineup. Michael Brantley still putting up fantastic numbers. Tim Anderson, about the same, maybe a little bit worse. Jose Abreu hit 51 home runs. I mean, come on. That's insane. Eloy was outstanding. Yon Moncada took a little step back, which you hate to see. Luis Robert, a little bit better. Kind of. Nick Madrigal was a lot better. Wow. I love seeing that. Oh, yeah. He's a contact machine. Love it. Yasmani Grandal, those are numbers I want to see. And then Adam Eaton still putting up fantastic numbers. So I think Adam Eaton's staying. I think offensively, not much needs to change. We're facing the Athletics and we advance. So now we're taking on the Angels and we lose. We lose. So how do we go 2 runs, 5 runs, 15, 17, and then we lose with 7? So like pitching kind of let us down there. Jace Fry got the win there. Of course he did. And then we lose 2-5. So like we just had an offensive explosion for 2 games and then just disappeared. The Angels defeat the Cubs. Man, again, we were what, 2 games short of a World Series? All right, Lance Lynn, you're getting picked up. Kayla, you're getting picked up. Dallas Keuchel, he's been really good. Really good. How much does he want? 8 mil? I'll bump it up to 9 and we'll make a deal. Michael Brantley. We don't necessarily have somebody that can fill his spot, but I mean, technically Adam Eaton can just kind of play that role. So I'm kind of interested to see what's available in free agency. Tim Anderson has been kind of iffy, and I don't know who is a free agent this year for shortstop. I don't think there's many options, so I'm gonna go to free agency and just see if he's still there. I'm gonna let Raisel Iglesias go. Brad Miller, I'm gonna give another 1-year deal to. The thing is, he's gonna be a platoon guy, so I'm gonna have to bump this up a little bit. And Adam Eaton, I'm gonna take that option because he was great. And then Chris Bassett, no. So I am playing a little risky game by not signing those players back, but I have a feeling we'll be okay. So who did I not? Oh, Michael Brosseau, 1 million. I'll take the option. He had a terrible year, but whatever. Okay, 40 man. Hunter Wood is definitely one I want to add. Arbitration, everybody's getting arbitration here. And then contracts, everybody's getting a contract. I think Buck Smith's getting called up. I mean, Guillermo Guardado could potentially be a pitcher we look at as well. So what do we need? So we need an outfielder to replace Brantley, and then we need a shortstop if we don't bring back Tim Anderson, which I feel like is kind of like, why would I not bring back Tim Anderson? He's kind of like the face of the White Sox right now. All right, so I don't think I've ever willingly traded for Sir Anthony Dominguez, but I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna trade Jimmy Cordero and Michael Brosseau for Sir Anthony Dominguez. That might be the only deal I make. Let's take a look at our roster history. So we have the trade, we have our draft from last year. This guy, Bradford Morgan, looks insane. Wow. Okay, that's it. He's not gonna feature, but we got Jose Barrios on a 3-year deal. I almost said 2, but 3-year deal. Had a terrible year last year, but I'm hoping he bounces back, does a little bit better. Super cheap deal as well. Obviously, we signed Jose Abreu to this last season, and then I ended up going with Trey Mancini instead of any of those other outfield options. So he's gonna be an outfielder for us. He's been really solid for the last couple of years, so I think he'll be a good bat in our team. So with that being said, this is a squad. Again, not much has changed. Barrios is here. We'll have Cease in the 5 spot. Kopech as the long reliever. And then the lineup. I need to call up one player. I already know who I want to call up. We're going to call up Andrew Vaughn because he's got that bat. Did he get added? He did. All right, cool. So he's going to join us in the majors, and this is the team. I mean, I definitely could go out and be like, let's trade Adam Eaton, let's trade Grandal, let's go get someone that just does nothing but hit home runs, go out and get the crazy players. But realistically, this is a pretty solid team, and I feel like we definitely should make it to the World Series. I mean, will we? I'm starting to doubt myself now. I feel like the bullpen had a bad year last year. I think they're going to do really well this year. I have faith. The team's only gotten better. Really, the only one I'm worried about are Cease and Kopech. So what I could do is I could go out and like trade Cease and then just try to get like a really good pitcher, which, I mean, if we're trying to win it all, probably is the right move. But Man, I don't know. Who could be someone that would be able to be traded for that would like actually win us a bunch of games? And I just don't know. Ian Anderson, maybe? Is Ian Anderson a possibility? Mike Soroka would actually require us to trade somebody else, like a Kopech, which, oh boy, I'm thinking about it now, man. This is, ooh. And like Michael Kopech just doesn't do well in franchise. Yeah, he had 8 innings last year and did well, but we're trying to win now, right? We're trying to win now. And I already know who I'm going to call up to be that long reliever. It's going to be this guy. And you're probably thinking I'm crazy for doing that. I probably am crazy for doing that. But if we're a team that's trying to win now, I mean, these are moves that need to be made. So there we go. Last minute thinking, last minute dealing, wheeling and dealing, whatever you want to call it. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Hopefully we can win the World Series. I'm still in spring training, so I want to see where we're ranked as a team. We are still fourth. What the heck? Can't move up anywhere in the ladder. So I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Another 100-win season. We're back to the 105-57 record. We're taking on the Angels in the divisional series. Okay. You know what? I'm happy with the team. We're ranked first now. There we go. ERA, I think, is our best ever. Average, I think our best was 280, but I'll take a 275. I'm pretty happy with that. Any team that just like popped off, the Yankees. All right, I'm interested to see what the Yankees have because they took Aaron Judge away from me this offseason. I did try to sign Aaron Judge, and he did not sign with me, which is unfortunate. So there's that. Okay, whatever. I mean, their team's okay. It's nothing special. They'll probably beat us, but it's nothing special. So there we are. There's the squad. Okay. All right. Any league leading stats? Tim Anderson with doubles and Barrios with the ERA. Perfect. I like seeing that. So Gold Glove went to Robert. Mike Trout back-to-back MVPs for him. Corey Seager won MVP in the NL. Looking around the league, what else do we have? Any other interesting awards that I should be looking for? Nothing really. I mean, a couple interesting names, but nothing too crazy. So here we go. Guillermo Guardado struggled. I mean, the whip's low, pitched in 60 innings, but definitely got rocked a little bit. Crochet back to being a really strong reliever. We've got Matt Foster, who struggled. Buck Smith, there we go. Talk about a rookie year. How was he not rookie of the year? Come on. Sir Anthony Dominguez was solid. Bummer was garbage. What the heck, man? And then Kayla, final year, he did struggle a little bit. Hate seeing that. Giolito, outstanding. Not too sure how he wasn't a Cy Young winner. You got Lance Lynn, who was fantastic throughout this rebuild. Soroka was good. Valdez, and then Jose Barrios. Talk about a comeback year. Ooh, lights out. Love it. Okay. Oop, didn't mean to hit that. Let's go to the lineups now. Let's see what we have on the bench. Malik Smith, he's been okay. Probably needs a starting spot to be a little bit better, but we'll respect it. Brad Miller was a good bench bat once again. Andrew Vaughn was okay. You know, definitely want better. We definitely want better, but very limited appearances. Danny Mendick and Zach Collins. So overall, the bench was a little underwhelming. Tim Anderson, there we go. Back to being Tim Anderson. Robert had a really strong season. Jose Abreu still putting up pretty respectable numbers. Eloy Moncada has been pretty disappointing throughout this entire rebuild. Trey Mancini, outstanding. Glad we picked him up. I think his deal was super cheap too. $10 million, yeah. Adam Eaton still putting up really good numbers. And then Grandal and Nick Madrigal. Nick Madrigal, he's not going to hit for power. I don't expect that. But you know what? He's going to get on base. So I'm cool with that. So here we go. Final season. Taking on the Angels. And we win. All right, perfect. Now we're taking on the Yankees. I need a World Series here. Like, I really need it. So Barrios is up. Realistically, I'm not hating on Barrios taking this spot. Do I let it happen though? You know what? Barrios was outstanding throughout the year. I have faith. We win 4-3. Lose 2-1. We lose. We win. We lost. Barrios, I need you here. Man, who let us down? Where did we go wrong? Well, I mean, 11-7 is not great. 3-1, so the offense wasn't there, and then 7-3. I mean, We made the ALCS all 3 years, and we were always 2 games short of the World Series. Oh man, but alas, that's how it ends. I hope you did enjoy it. The Chicago White Sox offseason rebuild. If you did, hit that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And of course, get in the comment section. Let me know the next big offseason move. What are your predictions? Let me know down below. That's it, guys. I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.